Okay,
Too late.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Malty Monday. And I realized I never even put the banners up. Let's throw those in there. Tonight we're going to be looking at doppelbocks. They can be light, they can be dark. Doesn't matter as long as it's a doppelbock. So let's welcome in the panel. First off, we have Ron Terrio, aka Louisiana Beer Reviews. Got Drunken One.
Howdy.
Hello, everybody.
His room is getting emptier and emptier each time we see him.
More empty each day, isn't it? Almost
So we
there.
have Beer Man.
cheers.
Got Robert, the Whiskey Scout. No
Hello.
fancy names for him tonight. Miscellaneous Magnets.
Cheers.
We have
Cheers.
Mr. Doppel Baron Michael Kormaroff himself.
Hello.
And Thrash Metal Homebrew and Barbecue.
Cheers, everybody.
Want to say cheers to the chat right now. We got rolling in John and Nelly, and it's good to see that you're still kicking anyways. Cheers to Beer Man. Thanks for being here in both chat and on the stream.
Cheers.
Carlos is doing good. Good to see you.
Right
Deep
on.
dive.
Oh yeah, dude.
Burley Sullivan says, yo.
Cheers, Burley.
And cheers to Mary Luzin.
Hello.
And
And Butch.
Burley says, Thrash, have you ever?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, right.
Barbecue
Don't
to
forget
twirl.
Butch, man.
If I barbecue a squirrel, no.
All right, let me get into what the BJCP says about this. So Doppelbock, overall impression, a strong, rich, and very malty German lager that can have both pale and dark variants. The dark versions have more richly developed, deeper malt flavors, while the paler versions have slightly more hops and dryness. I'm going to skip over the appearance on it all and go down to comments. Most versions are dark colored and may display the caramelizing and mallard products of decoction mashing. It's actually, mallard. But excellent pale versions also exist. The pale versions will not have the same richness and darkness, darker malt flavors of the dark versions, and may be a bit drier, hoppier, and more bitter. While most traditional examples are in the lower end of the range cited, style can be considered to have no upper limit for gravity, alcohol, and bitterness, thus providing a home for very strong lagers. History. Bavarian specialty first brewed in Munich by the monks of St. Francis of Paula. Historical versions were less well attenuated than modern interpretations, with consequently higher sweetness and lower alcohol levels, and hence was considered liquid bread by the monks. The term Doppel, double, Bock, was coined by Munich consumers. Many commercial Doppelbocks have names ending in "ader," either as a tribute to the prototypical salvator or the take advantage of the beer's popularity, traditionally dark brown in color. Paler examples are a more recent development. These pretty much are anywhere in the IBU range of 16 to 26. SRM goes from 6 to 25, so you got the kind of golden colors all the way up into the lighter brown, maybe showing some red hues. The ABV range is typically between 7% and 10%. So with that, let's go ahead and roll this on to Ron Terrio to show us what he's bringing and get the show rolling.
Okay. Last week, sorry about my problems with the connectivity. What happened was I was receiving a major update from Windows 10, and when it's going into your system, it just kills your speed. Anyway, I have Spaten Optimator Doppelbock. And, you know, Spaten was started in 1397 during the days of the Holy Roman Empire of the German nation, the First Reich. Well, the Optimator didn't come along that early. And like you were saying, all the Ators are named after the Salvator from Paul Honor. So anytime you see Ator, then you know you got a strong Bach. A Doppelbock. This is listed as malt liquor, 7.6% alcohol. A good thing about this Spaten from Munich, Germany, is that it's in a 12-ounce bottle. See, I was fussing earlier in other reviews about, you know, here I'm in the United States drinking an American beer and it's 11.2-ounce bottle. You know, what's the deal? This is a German beer, imported, and they give us the 12 ounces, which I appreciate. I used to see the 500 milliliter bottles around. I hadn't seen those in a little while. I think this was introduced actually in 1923, this thing, the Optimator. Nice hiss, nice little smoke or water vapor. Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I forgot my glasses right around the corner.
Party fall.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I was sipping water and then I went and put it over by the sink. If you get the 500 milliliter, it has a foil cap and top. You know, it's pretty cool looking. This one does have a foil neck, but the 500 is really fancy. I see that Total Wine and More has this right now in my local area for $8.99, a 6-pack, which is really cheap this day and age. Thick, what you call that, bone-colored head. Trying to stop the glare. It's
He called you a bonehead. Oh.
It's thick, it's bubbly. It's with the light shining through it, it looks reddish. Now with the light shining at it, it looks brown, you see, but with the light shining through, it's red. So it's kind of reddish brown. Now the real big Doppelbock in Louisiana is the Abita Andigator. Andigator is a Hellas Doppelbock. It's 8%, and that's pretty common around here. I can even go to Walmart and the gas station and get the 19.2 ounce cans, but boy, watch it. This is really rich in the nose. It's very high in calories, so if you're looking to gain weight, this is a good one to drink. It's raisiny. A lot of these dark bocks, these Dunkel Doppelbocks, have like that raisin nose, or like dates, or even prunes. And of course, that's coming from the dark malt. Presto, presto. This is a dynamite product, and it has enough hop bitterness to really balance it out. You would think, it's just a malt bomb. No, it isn't just a malt bomb. I mean, it is a malt bomb, but it isn't just one, because it has some pretty interesting hop bitterness at that middle to end of the sip. Just like goes like that. And it's like, oh yeah. I don't know what kind of hops they're using. I guess, I don't know, noble, some kind of noble hops from across, from Bavaria or across the border in Bohemia. I don't know. They don't really tell you anything on the website. High, medium body. It's sweet, man. This thing is so sweet, but not too sweet. See, that's the key. A lot of these beers would be sweet, and you start having the attitude of like, but no way, not with this one. I drank so much of this one day at Volksfest at Deutsches Haus. The girl was like, "Oh, I poured too much." It was on draft. I've had can, bottle, and draft. Oh wait, maybe not can, bottle and draft. And she just was pouring. Whoa. She said, "You want all this, Optimator?" I was like, yeah, go ahead. But it was so strong. I was kind of scared driving home. I was really scared. It was kind of stupid, actually. It was stupid. But I had enough German bread, I guess. It's like a 60-40 in finish. Like it's 60% sweet and 40% dry. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's sort of like a tipping point. But I guess it's like 60-40. It might be 55-45. Man, it goes down so easy. It's so great. It's such a great beer. Yeah, right. Michael Hilton, Presto. Oh man, dark brown bread crust. I don't know if y'all like delicious beers. You probably like it. You'd probably like it, but it's rich. Okay, so the score is going to be so high, oh so very high. Man, I could never get bored with this beer. There's even almost like a chocolate note, which sounds bizarre. I'm gonna say 97. Now, that might seem too high, so if you kick me off and don't let me come back, that's fine. But I'm gonna still say 97 because I believe in it. I believe in it. Coming up tomorrow at dawn, I got Saint Remy XO Dawn Busters. This is French brandy. It's gonna go up in a showdown with Martel VS Cognac. I don't know who's going to win. I'll have fun trying to figure it out. And then we got Wild Card Wednesday at 7:20 to 7:30 p.m. So everybody's invited. Join on in. Bring whatever you want, beer, wine, or liquor. If you bring liquor, we're not going to tease you, ridicule you, or humiliate you. We might give you a hard time just because we're cads like that. But I might show up with liquor one night or wine. So join the party, y'all. Thanks for letting me join, Jesse.
As always, appreciate you being here.
He lies.
I know.
Really
I was thinking about when you said that whiskey.
See, I brought that up.
I'm living proof.
No, I brought that up specifically because Robert thought people were ridiculing, and I felt so bad because I said, no, he should bring the whiskey. He should bring the liquor. He shouldn't have retreated on that. He should have stood his ground. So anyway, whatever.
Well, I didn't want to book the
James P. Madonna brings liquor all the time.
Well, James a little off.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Later
on Wednesday.
He's creative. Let's say that.
Yes, we definitely.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Eccentric.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
try to see how many you guys drink that I've had. I'll try to see how many you drinking that I've had in my life.
Awesome. Yes.
Later, man.
I look forward to those comments tomorrow. See you, Ron. Thank you. And cheers.
Goodbye.
See you.
All right. I'm going to drop the link here for anybody else that wants to join up. I got to write down my schedule. I'm going to try. I forgot that I wanted to try something different that John and Nelly brought up. I got to figure out how to do it exactly. But we got D1.
All right.
Hey, you're all alone on the bottom now.
Miscellaneous. We got
Somebody else
I'm
might
just gonna-
know. You never know.
Komarov. We got BM.
I think Jammer.
Beer Man.
Jammer's trying to get in.
We got whiskey. And then we got Too Much Metal.
Too much metal. What?
Well, yes, I am, John. Yes, I am.
All right, so I got it written down in the order. Now let me see if I can figure out how to do it this way. I got to do this.
The fourth button. The fourth button across the bottom, I think.
Fourth button.
That
And
one.
then I'm going to drag.
Just bring me down to where you're. There you go. There you go.
Got it.
All right. That's how we do this now, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going to see. Let us know in the panel which way you prefer watching the
Oh,
show.
I think they like it this way. They can see who's doing what. I think
Not in
they
the
like
panel in the chat.
If
The
I have
panel.
to pee, you're gonna see
Yeah.
a chair.
The panel does matter. So yeah,
Panels
just
matter.
go through. Unless anybody else has
we're
to
just
like
going
head
to
off early.
First of all, first and foremost, thanks for having me because this is such a pristine panel. And cheers to the 22,000 watching, probably one of the biggest shows ever. Thanks for putting me between the two most best reviewers that I probably know, Ontario and Beer Man, because Lord knows I don't want to go after him because, gosh, he's got all the descriptors and he knows how to use them. Anyway, I brought this one. It is a Doppelbock. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the of course, it's not going to focus. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the thing, but it's Adventures?
Aventinas.
Aventinas, yeah. All right, I'm
Read for
still
good.
going this next liquor going, look, we do Malty Monday, and I'm looking for Doppelbock, and they were like, we only got these few. And as for Ontario, I have an Indicator also. I didn't find a single of that, but I decided to go with this fancy beer here. This is an 8.2%. Yeah, it is. It's Germany's original wheat / Doppelbock ale. First time ever having it. Cracked the top on it. I probably have the wrong glassware. Oh, a little cannon smoke. Everybody likes the cannon smoke, right? I got the wrong glassware, I'm sure. It's got like, I don't even know what kind of glass this is. We're going to pour it up and get a look at it. Be careful. It's that Spiegel stuff, and they're expensive, and they're very thin. Whoa, it pours with a crazy head, doesn't it? I'm trying to be nice. It's very happy. I'm trying to be kind with it. It's running out of that thing. It's just like, a bottle too long. All right, so we're just gonna pour it up and look at it this time, but I will get into it. Look at that thing; it pours with it with a 4 or 5 6 finger head. There you go.
Hey, Dio, look in the
bubble.
bottle, and you might have some sludge in the bottom too.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it's chunky. Huh? Oh, yeah. It says that, doesn't it? It says, break out my torch, as they say overseas. It is bottle fermented, so it might have some oobly jublies in the bottom, and it's brewed according to the Reinheitsgebot, the German Bavaria purity law. Y'all know.
Yeah, brewery.
Y'all back here done this.
Swirl it up and pour it in.
Yeah, so there it is. All right, so here's what it looks like. And pour it up a little bit more. Oh, you can see the chunks coming out that last bit, huh? Should I swirl it? I should swirl it, huh?
Swirl it around.
Oh, you get what you pay for, don't you? Oh, my God, it poured out mud.
It puts hair on your take it
Look
off.
at the head on that. It's slightly over the edge of the glass, kind of meringue. It's like that. Look at those different kind of bubbles. You see the colors. Wow, that's weird looking beer. All right, so that's what I got.
Okay.
And we'll work on it. Thanks for having me, Jesse, one more time.
Thank you for being here. And we're gonna bring in Jammer Fan. Well, I could have added him all along. I thought that I would do the whole switch around thing, so I didn't. Sorry for making you wait, Jammer. But adding Jammer Fan in, so we'll see what you have coming right up. Next, we're gonna move over to Miscellaneous Magnets to show us what he is bringing.
All right. So what I've got tonight rings in at 7.9%, 28 IBUs. This is the Pollinaire Salvatore. Yep. Go ahead and pour this up. Yep. Little water vapors there.
Cheers, Nina.
All right. It's nice. Really nice amber color. Definitely a white head on there. Tight knit bubbles. Not very. It's slightly red. I mean, it kind of looks brown on the camera here, but in the light it does. It's got that nice it's got a red hue, amber. Deep rich, but yeah, small bubble streaming from the bottom. Looks pretty good. This side of the glass looks a lot better than the dirty side.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
There you go.
All right, looks like Michael Kormaroff is coming up next.
Okay.
Whoa, the sketchy thing is, I almost hit another button that would have been bad. Okay, there we go.
Oops.
I also have the
Perfect.
Pollinaire Salvatore,
Uh-oh.
Munich, Germany, 7.9%, 28 IBUs, and I will pour mine up as well. So that goes here. in my Heartland glass. Getting a little bit more of the 11.2 ounce bottle, as most of the European beers are. Look through the light. Kind of a reddish brown color, and a white head. Very clear, and you can, I don't know if you can through this camera, it's kind of dark here, through the bubble stream coming up, a lot of bubbles. So it looks like a nice beer in the glass for sure. Reddish brown kind of color. And I know it's going to be a good one.
Nice. Beer man.
All right.
You ready? You've been shaking yours?
No. I've been sitting here. Well, thanks, Bumpy. This is always fun. I've got the EKU 28. It's a strong Doppelbock. It's kind of in between a Dock Bull and an Eisbock. Is what they're kind of, I don't know. I was trying to do some read up on it, but it's definitely a strong Doppelbock at 11% ABV, percentage over what you said the max was. Says to serve it at 48 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit and to serve it in a snifter or a tulip. So I've got a tulip here to pour it in. Let's go ahead and put it in there.
Oh yeah, that's what she said.
Nice cannon smoke.
Oh, there's some smoke on the water, man.
Dun, 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 dun.
The 28 in this refers to the beer's degrees Plato. I just read that, which is the German method of calculating a beer's original gravity. Okay, so
that rolled off so easily.
The more you know.
Exactly. It's a nice fingerhead on the pour. We'll get into all the details later, but a beautiful amber, kind of a dull, hazy, somewhat looking beer. Look forward to this, even though I've had 3 of them and was like, whoa, sweet. But all right, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
That's funny.
Cheers, man.
All right. Well, I have the Eyinger Celebrator.
Oh yeah.
My camera's not really focusing that one.
I know.
Anyway, it's a Doppelbock. It says Doppelbock there, then finest Bavarian Doppelbock, Eyinger Brewery. Dark, malty, and rich. Eyinger is at the foot of the Bavarian Alps. Is one of the oldest, most respected breweries, family owned and operated since 1878. So, I better make sure it's the right side of that. I know I haven't checked mine up either. I learned from Beer Man's mistake. Yeah. See how she pours here. We'll try not to do the Alex pour.
Come on, pour it harder.
Pour it in there. Shake it up. Swirl it around. Get the checks out.
Look at that. Oh, look at you, Robert.
Right. Yeah.
Working on the edge.
This guy knows what he's doing.
And then just one more drop.
No, he's a whiskey stout.
Never a whiskey guy.
Oh, there it is. Got it.
Nice.
Okay, well, she's nice and dark. I mean, there is a little light creeping through here at the bottom. You can see a lot of carbonation, believe it or not, coming up in that little bit of light. She rises up very well, probably poured with a finger head. That's what we got. Now, it's 6.7% alcohol by volume. IBUs, I don't know. Maybe Thrash does.
24.
24, okay. And we'll give her a try and see what we like.
Nice.
Did you read that comment right there?
Doesn't it come with a necklace?
Oh,
Mine didn't. Now, they must have stole all the ones off the bottles I got. So. Thrash's did, but mine did not.
Oh, hell.
Didn't get it. Unfortunately.
Bernie.
Oh,
Nice.
This is going to be real good.
Awesome.
We like this.
Well, hopefully we can see the little goat toy necklace thing that it comes with, because Thrash is.
Well, I thought I'd like make earrings or something out of them. I've had a few of them. Anyway, Celebrator. They come with a nice little thing, and I think if they let the kids in the liquor store, I think they steal them or something. I don't know. Look up thing. But yeah, not only have I had it now, but I actually had this beer in Germany back in the 1985 through 1987 era, and wonderful. I love Doppelbocks. They're a really great beer. Let's crack it open. Robert already told us what was going on. Let's go ahead and pour her up.
Ooh, he hit it more out than me.
Nice thick head. Yeah, this is a great beer.
Big ass glass. He's got plenty of room.
Well, this is a stout glass too. It's not the proper glass, but if you look, it's got that like really tight bubbles, and then as it kind of sets for a little bit, it kind of opens up with kind of a rocky head. So if you can see it developing there, really good stuff. It's ruby and dark. Love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah,
Cheers.
Oh,
it looks like.
Cheers. Sorry. Cheers.
I was muted.
Looks like we're going to bring over the Jammer fan.
Jammer.
Hey guys, what's up, everybody? It's good to be back on. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, man.
Good to have you back on.
So one thing, and I don't know if this is kind of a sin for the show or not, but when I was in the chat, so I'm sharing this growler with some people, and I've only really got like one serving to drink. So when I was in the chat, I already poured it, but it was only like maybe a little bit ago. So I hope that's sorry that you guys can't see the pour. I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
It's good.
So I'll show you the growler so you guys can get some graphics here. This is a local brewery in Old Town, Colorado. They do a lot of pilot beers. This is their blonde butthead, which I've had a couple blonde Doppelbocks. There's one, I don't know, has anybody heard of Capital Brewing in Wisconsin?
Yep.
They a couple years ago they made they just called it their blonde Doppelbock, and I want to say that this one is this is a pilot beer, draft only. They're not packaging it or anything. I actually tried really hard over the past week to find a domestic Doppelbock, which in Colorado the style has kind of died out a little bit. You know, same with the milk stouts. I was like, I could only find like Left Hand out here. So it was cool to find something. When I filled it, I talked with one of the employees. I didn't get to talk to a brewer or anything, but they had a good idea of what here. Let me show this thing. So it's a little more amber on my end. I don't know if it's the lighting, but I would say it's an SRM of like about 7, maybe 6 or 7 in there, kind of that deeper golden color. And I guess so. Maybe you guys can help me out with brewer's malt versus pale malt. So they use brewer's malt, Pilsner, and a little bit of caramel malt in it. That's like the malt base with Liberty hops, and then obviously like a German type yeast. And it's 8.1% and about 30 IBU.
Wow.
But I, BuMpy did mention it, in the style, there are the blonde Doppelbocks, which is kind of I don't know, it's sort of like an imperial blonde with a little bit more hops and German character from the yeast, I guess. So it did have a massive head, by the way. I mean, when I poured it, I haven't really drank much out of this, but it was to the top of the glass, like a good 2-finger head with just really nice little delicate bubbles and a very, very just kind of like floaty white head. So definitely different than what everybody else has on tonight. Everybody seems to have the darker Doppelbocks that really have like the raisiny, just kind of dark color, it tastes and smells, right? So I'm interested I've had a couple sniffs and mini tastes off this, but I'll just kind of present the beer right now. And again, just kind of like SRM, like, between like, I'll just say like 6.5. I don't think you can really do a decimal point on them, but it's kind of in between that. Really clear. So the blonde Doppelbocks have a Pilsnery, very, just clear type look, which I think is kind of cool. So here goes.
Yeah, I never had a clear one. They're
pretty hard to find, and I want to say they're more like American, maybe. There's probably some German versions, but I think, It's
Right.
kind of like the craft breweries have kind of experimented with it a little bit.
Very cool.
I couldn't tell you about the brewer's malt. I'm thinking it's probably some type of German two-row or something.
Yeah, they said that it had a deeper, breadier taste in some ways than the pale, but also
almost sounds like Maris Otter then too.
Yeah,
That's more of like
yep.
a bit.
yeah, but it's not like is Maris Otter got a darker color than this though?
Mm-mm.
Yes, yeah.
Very-
well,
well,
Maris Otter.
Maris Otter's light.
Great.
It's like a 2.5 to 3 SRM. I think Maris Otter goes off versus.
And this might even be a
American
five
two-row
SRM.
go
I
off
don't know. It's
2 to
kind of
1
like it's looking lighter on the video. So, but it's definitely, and it's considered to be. They're calling it a Doppelbock at the brewery, but a Maibach is kind of similar to a blonde Doppelbock, right? They're kind of like in the same ballpark as far as
Hellas Doppelbock. Yeah.
yeah. So, thanks for letting me bring this on. But yeah, anyway, let me kind of get into this because it's really interesting.
Oh, cheers.
But thank you, BuMpY.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everybody, and thank you, BuMpY, for having me on. Also, thank you for the the comment on the malts, and I'm always trying to learn more about ingredients and how they play a part in this.
Awesome. So yeah, we will get back and so remember what you're smelling and tasting and everything.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And I'll bring myself over. All right, I got a Doppelbock too, and it's gonna be bright and shiny and not really show up well. But
Do
it's
the same thing you
Kloster.
did earlier.
I'll just tilt it. That works. It's a Kloster and Peaches. I don't know, something like that. And Duchess. It's a 7.1% ABV, and this one is a Doppelbock Dunkel. So this will be a dark. There's a little bit of water in the glass. Right, so
Like
it's
mine.
got a kind of khaki colored head, fairly clear body. If I actually get that up there, I mean you can see through it fairly well, but it is a nice amber coloration, deep brown. Looks nice tight bubbles. So all right.
That looks awesome, dude.
They are so nice. We're gonna get into it soon. We're gonna bring up D1 again to let us know
Oh my!
everything about the beer that he has been drinking.
I'm not ready. I am ready. Let's do this.
I can't find you. Where are you? Oh,
I'm on the
There
side,
you
man.
are.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Let me come up. My bad. That's right. I had to go deal with the wife. She's cooking these huge ass steaks that I was going to do. Anyway, all right. This is a good one here. I like this beer so far. Okay, this is. Let's go back to what it is. The Advantageous. I'm saying it all wrong again.
Aventinus.
Yeah, that's what he said, right? So this one, I forgot the cost. It doesn't really make a difference, does it? The camera fixed itself. I haven't made it too far through it, but I did come up with some notes. The IBUs are 15. I did research that. The serving temperature should be 48. It's probably a little warm for that. I just bought it off the shelf earlier today, and it was in the refrigerator, but it probably didn't have time to really cool off. The head dissipated quickly. It has fast rising bubbles. I don't know if they're still at work. It's kind of hard to see because it's the color of this thing. It's not representing well like I want it to show you. But anyway, it's got like a brownish red color to it, as you see. It's hard to see through my dark room, but the aroma is of banana and like plum and maybe it's raisin or something like that. And after getting some in my mouth, it had a little prickly feeling on the tongue because of the carbonation. It was light, but it was there to let you know it has a little bit of carbonation. It smells like some roasted malts, not overly done, not near like a stout would be, but you can smell those sweet malts. It is sweet and candy-like to the flavor. It's quite enjoyable actually, and you can smell just a bit of the alcohol, and that's about as far as I made it through there after doing a little research. It's brewed with malted wheat and barley, and the hops are Hallertau, Tradition, which I've never heard of, and Magnum. So it's not too many hops, and I imagine it's probably a pretty simple recipe. I have no idea what kind of yeast they're using, but I'm sure it's has something to do with
German, yeah.
I'm sure it's pretty simple, plain and simple, but it makes for a really good beer. I'm digging it. I'll continue with my notes and let you know what else I found out. But so far, I'm liking it. It's new to me, but I'm not hating it. All right. And I don't know what the cost is. I forget. I should have written that down somewhere, but that's what I got. I'll give you a number here in a little bit. I'm loving it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, G1.
So far, so good. Yeah, I love doing these because it gets beer in my face that I usually wouldn't probably buy. It's like that thing that's big and fancy looking. I don't know. I think it was like $6 or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't even too terribly expensive. I forget. I don't know. Anyway.
Typically the import single bottles and stuff aren't super.
Oh damn! Why you still got me on the camera? Look at that. Hey, that wasn't there before I poured that beer.
Yeah. What? You gotta swish it up before you're done with it. Take that down.
Oh my goodness! I got the floaties.
Oh, better there than in the toilet.
I'll wait till it gets down here and I'll swirl them all up and I'll see what that's about.
And as a reply to Nina Yordy's, our Doppelbock's known for having esters. Almost all alcohol that's brewed or fermented has esters attached. You can't even distill the esters out of whiskeys. So yes, the answer is yes.
Right. Awesome. Right, I'll give you a number here in a little bit. Thanks for having me. Okay. It doesn't whip up much of a head.
Yeah, enjoy that beer, drunk one. I mean, enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Take your time, right?
It's time for Mr. Campbell's.
Candles?
Miscellaneous magnets.
All right, so for the Polliner, the Salvatore, it's an 11.2 ounce bottle. I paid $2.79 for it. All right, so on the nose, it was sweet malt forward. You could really smell the grains used in this. It's not off-putting. I actually enjoy it because it brought me back to like a couple batches of beers that I brewed. Brown bread notes, no alcohol presence on the nose. On the taste, has a light body. It's crisp, has smooth mouthfeel, slightly sweet, followed up by a nice grain taste, which is similar to the nose of the beer. It's really not hiding anything. It does taste like how it smells, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a slight hoppy herbalness or herbal bitterness in the middle of the finish. Slightly dry finish. I mean, it doesn't completely dry the palate off, but it's a little bit of dryiness. It leaves me wanting more and wanting to hop right back in the glass. So
yeah, hell yeah.
It's pretty good, man. I actually like this a lot. Good. Maybe there's a little raisininess to it. But I kind of just chalk that up to the grains, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, it's usually typically from like the darker malts they use that will give off a raisin grape.
Yeah, I mean, for as light a color as this beer is, I'm surprised that would even show up. But anyways, that's what it is. Cheers.
Well, thank you, Miscellaneous.
Yep. What?
Come
Nice.
Hey, here's what it looks like in the glass. As Miscellaneous said, I'm getting that same kind of brown bread kind of feel in the nose. Very malty, as these beers tend to be. Getting that in the nose as well.
Yeah.
In the flavor profile, additionally to what Miscellaneous said, and I agreed with what he said, it's a full-bodied beer to me, medium to full-bodied anyway. You can't really taste the alcohol either. It's 7.9, and it doesn't taste like 7.9. So it's an easy drinking beer. You'll notice that the lacing is really nice and the head does keep regenerating, even though it's down to about half of the size when I poured it. Carbonation is really good as well. Yeah, I think this is the kind of beer that it's more of a fall and winter beer, because it wouldn't be the kind of beer you'd want to have a 6-pack of at a sitting. It would just get too heavy after a while, I think. But it's certainly 1 or 2 is okay, and it's easy drinking. It's a really
come on.
well-made beer. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is considered the original Doppelbock.
That's what it said when I brought it off of the shelf. It said the authentic, or like the first, I guess the first people to pull it off.
Yeah. Mine says something about that bit. Yeah.
Paulaner is a really old Munich brewery, so
great brewery.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying this, and I'll come back and give you a number.
I don't think I've had a Paulaner I haven't liked.
Exactly. Yep.
There's a reason they're still in business.
Yep. We've been around since 1800. Come on.
We're gonna pass this off to a man of many descriptions.
Beer man.
Beer man.
All right.
The beard of adjectives.
I got a lot here. This is a very, very complex beer. 11% really. God, it's just crazy. Every time I've had this, it's changed. There's always been something new come up. But for the most part, on the nose, we're getting a sweet, malty, caramely, brown breadiness with a nice figgy raisin-like essence. A bit alcoholic, kind of comes through. As it warms up, you get more of the alcohol. The look of it's a finger head on the pour, as I had poured it before. It didn't stick around too much. I mean, it's still not really sticking around too much. So the retention's not super great. The percentage of alcohol probably has a lot to do with that. White tight bubbles though in the head. Not good retention. Why did I put that? I'm just reading my notes. Hazy or dull chill haziness. It did have kind of like that chill haze kind of haziness or whatever. It's a very amber colored beer, very nice, perfect amber color. Medium fast rising bubbles. Lacing was nice with great lagging from the high alcohol. It laced up and then it started to kind of drip down. You can just see it crystallize. So onto the flavor. The flavor was just. This is where it gets very complex and where everything turns into a poem. Medium fast carbonation, sweet, malty, almost unbearable, somewhat acrid, in that it made my throat gag a wee bit.
Yeah, that was a different one. I had that beer.
Just kind of, it was too much. Not mayonnaise-y, like I've said in the past, but just too much, like, I don't know, there was a lot going through the throat. But some cotton candy which came out, which was weird. It was kind of like a cotton candy thing or something. But it pulled off as a smooth raisin plummy, kind of like the nose. The esters were definitely raisin plummy esters. Caramel sweet brown bready flavor. Overall with a nice medium dry finish though, which was nice. It didn't linger. It didn't stick around. It kind of boom, bang. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Come and go.
I'm going to come and go.
Bam, you're gone. It's gone. So, didn't linger past that dry. The alcohol is there, but not totally overbearing. It has a nice warming in the chest. And that's been in descriptions all over the place too when I've looked it up. It's rich, and in a way, it's kind of chewy. It's got a full body. It's a meal in a glass. A beer after a meal, and maybe or after your dessert would be perfect. A nice sipper just to kind of ease you down before you go to bed. Have whatever you do at night. But cheers. Yeah, very good. I've got my scores.
Cheers.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers. Cheerios.
Cheers, brother.
Whiskey Scout.
Whiskey.
Okay, we can regenerate a head with this pretty easily.
There you you go.
Nice.
But
Nice.
it does not cling and leave a lot of lacing. The lacing falls rather quickly back into it. Smell. You're cooking wheat bread upstairs. I mean, it's just got that heavy wheat bread note that, them round loaves like my wife makes occasionally with a big cross in the middle of it. Wheat bread. It smells just like that. Does carry fruity esters, dark plums, prunes, sort of. Not raisins so much for me. Maybe, everybody's a little different, but not detect the raisiny part of it. Excuse me. Not in this one anyway. But it does smell delicious, guys. It's thick. Even on the nose, it comes across thick. On the palate, get the caramels, you get the plums, prunes, you get that. I want to be a little bit specific here. You get a crusty outside wheat bread with that kind of little bit the underdone doughy on the inside. It is just like that.
Wow.
Full mouth body feel. Very nice, slightly tangy in the finish, not in a bad way, just a very light tanginess in the bit. It starts with a little bitterness up front, just slight bitterness, but it gets a little tangy in the back end that you would get with the fruit, like a dark fruit. I mean, it's the same sensation. Overall, it's very enjoyable, very good. It is a very good beer.
Nice. Well, I expect a very good score when we come back around to that.
Yeah. Had it before, by the way, too. So,
Nice.
but not in Germany. I drink a lot of other things in Germany. I don't remember drinking this one.
Yeah, and you never got your goat.
No, I never did get the goat. I've never seen the goat on the bottle. Maybe they steal them in Kansas before they make it to the Dane.
Maybe.
It's a choking hazard.
Damn neighbors.
Well, on the bourbons, the Castle and Key bourbons, I've been to Colorado and they still got the keys on the bottle. You never find a key on the bottle in Castle and Key bourbons here in Kansas either. So
y'all thieves. The fuck?
Yes.
The guy at the liquor store's bogan up on him.
I'm going to send this to my puppy.
Nothing to do with me, but anyway. We'll run with that. I'll think about the score.
Awesome. Thank you, Whiskey Scout.
So one thing I find about the Doppelbocks is that there is so many descriptors
It really is, huh?
on a beer. It is such a complex beer. I have the same one that Robert just had.
There's my goat.
Awesome.
So Eyinger, Germany, Doppelbock 6.7%, 24 IBUs, brewed according to the Reinheitsgebot. In other words, they use barley, water, hops, and your mama. So,
Yeah.
so on the site, it's a russet red to a dark red, beautiful freaking beer. This is one of the better ones I've had. The beer's clarity is opaque. The beer's head is white to a tan. It depends on when you first pour it. It's kind of a white off white, and if you look, it's tan. But it's enough where you can regenerate into a tan head here. That didn't make sense, did it? Anyway, it's a tan head.
Made sense.
So the smells, it's a malty smell with a biscuit caramel, quite a bit of toast. Just like Robert said, you get that really nice, like right out of the toaster if you baked your toast just a little too much. There are dark fruit aromas. There's some currant, plum, and light prune in here on the smell. On the taste, cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
On the taste,
Sure.
you get this bready, kind of bittersweet. It's more sweet than bitter. Very upfront, caramel, and the intensity is bold and robust on this beer. It's a really good representation of the beer. I want to have what Drew has. Seriously. The beer, how the beer taste evolves, it rolls into a sweet, dark grape peel, kind of,
What?
and goes dry with a prune dark raisin finish.
Yeah.
Very dry, sweet, bitter, and a little bit acidic on the tongue as well. The feel is very smooth and velvety. The carbonation level is light, but it keeps the head, which is great. And the beer's body is very robust. It's not a balanced beer at all. This beer is very complex. If you ever get a chance, sit down, and this is kind of like how you would treat a stout, where drink it when it's cold, let it warm up, and then drink it when it's warm. You'll get all kinds of very different envelopments on your tongue. So yeah, really shit. Sure.
Yeah. Let it warm up a bit and change it. It does. Yeah. Right. Yep.
Good stuff.
I like those earrings.
Quit playing with the goat.
Enough of that crap. Anyone want some goats?
$10 a goat
That's $10 a goat.
plus shipping and handling.
That ain't bad.
So
Right.
we're gonna move this one on to Jammerfan.
Hey guys, what's up? It's been fun listening to all these reviews. I just have something very different. So one thing I didn't mention earlier is the hops. Galena, am I pronouncing that right? G-L-E-N-A?
Yes, sir.
Galena. Galena hops for the bittering. Obviously, those are known as a bittering hop. And then Liberty for like the aroma and dry hopping. And I had to look this up earlier, but I didn't know that it was kind of a genetic combination of Mount Hood and the Hallertau hops.
All right.
Liberty.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Nice.
it makes sense that they would use it for, Liberty. They list Bock beers as a use for Liberty hops. So that makes sense. It's a nice break from all the IPA hops I've been tasting. I really like the floral, the spicy floralness.
Yeah.
So the nose is basically just like white bread, honey, and then spicy floralness, but you definitely get some like residual sugars and some of the esters. The esters, I don't know, almost border on a clove-like flavor, which is kind of weird. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Mine's just kind of the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, not like it's like a spicier clove, like a licoricey kind of clove, but it's really hidden by a malty, bready kind of estery smell too. But you can tell it's a German yeast. It's got enough character in it. It's not just a like an American blonde ale is pretty bland. So it's kind of like a cousin of like a imperial American blonde, which I have actually had some double blonde ales before. They're interesting. They're okay. But I just get like, really, it's just like, the just spiciness and the floralness. And it's hard to describe like a general floralness, but it's that perfumey kind of, like you're just smelling like a bouquet of just kind of like generic flowers. There's not a certain thing that pops out. Mm-hmm. The taste is very good. The honey kind of comes through, and just like, I know everybody, was getting on their darker box like that. Like, I heard grape mentioned. I don't get a grape, but I get like kind of like a white grape skin. There's almost kind of, I think this is like, I wish I would have written it down, but when I was at the brewery and saw the chalkboard, I believe it was somewhere between 30 and 40 IBUs. I'll just call it 35, but it definitely has like a spicy kind of bitterness to it, but there is this kind of like sweetness. It's a very interesting beer, and it's just bready and nice, but it has like there's a richness of the malt that's then balanced by the spicy, zippy kind of spiciness and herbalness from the hops, and there's a really tiny bit of citrus in there too to kind of balance everything out and make it a little brighter. But it just has an undeniably really good biscuity, bready, like I get like a corn muffin, like those cornbread muffins, you can get those kits at the store.
Oh, yeah?
I know there's no corn in this, but again, maybe it's that brewer's malt where it has like the really just grainy, gritty, like grits and corn and white bread, and or just maybe like baked goods that are like a white bread, but you get that browned crust on the outside, but just a little bit of that. It's not dark beer. So it's interesting. I wish more of these beers would get made because I definitely like them better than a blonde or a Pilsner.
You bet. Yeah, they have some character and complexity, don't they? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
they're good. Yeah, it's good. It's nothing wrong. This is the first time I've tried this style, but it's very good. It's very pleasing. It's not your thin pale ale. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're holding off for the score. Are we going to do like a round where we all do the score then at the very end?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll all go around and give a score and do any shout outs during that time too. If you
nice. Well, the last thing I'll say, just to be a completionist, is that somebody noted earlier that their beer, the lacing goes down quick. It has alcohol legs on it, but it definitely kind of, and this is a draft beer. It's not. Did you guys have like a lot of bottle conditioned beers tonight? I saw lots of small bubbles that kind of made me think about that.
I have to say it's bottle conditioned, but they don't say.
Just curious.
I'll show mine when I come back around. Yes, mine's totally bottle conditioned.
Yeah, mine was not.
Well, I figured some of them might have been bottle conditioned and others not. This definitely isn't. But it's it definitely has a spritzy, medium carbonation.
Yeah, it's bright.
Manicured. That looks good.
And, totally different than ours. But
Great description on that. Jeez. Did a great job.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, for real. When Beer Man says it.
Did an excellent job.
Yeah, man.
Those great descriptors.
Glad to see you
He
back.
never gives me those compliments.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, man.
They never said that to me.
Awesome.
What you got, Jesse?
Keyboard. So regenerate ahead. The aromas in this one. First thing that hits definitely it is that dark brown bread. The bread crust on the dark brown bread. Not quite toasty, but it's definitely a dark bread type note coming up. There is the darker fruits as well. I'd say this one kind of hints a little bit more on the raisin side. It smells sweet. It has kind of a sweeter edge to it. A little bit of a possible I think it's more on the toffee versus it's just like a darker caramel. So I'll go more like a toffee type aroma. I mean, most of this is like malt driven aroma. I mean, there's definitely hops that are used in this, but I think it's just more, to make it so it's not this cloying sweet mess. It's the hops are just going to kind of be there to make it a beer.
Right. Yeah.
I can't really say I'm picking up on any real hop aromas, but it smells nice. And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, sir. Prost. That would say.
Yeah, I'm pros.
I'm trying to pull that from Prost to my next bit.
Prost.
Medium body, kind of a lower side carbonation with this one. It has kind of a smooth palate to it. Once again, it's a lot of the dark brown bread, bread crustiness. There's a little bit of that kind of toffee sweetness. So if you had like a brown bread, maybe with some caramel or toffee type swirls going on in it, there is a slight nutty to raisiny flavor. So if you want to call it like a grape nut, I guess that would work.
All right, grape nuts. All right, that's a fun product. Yeah, there's a reason they come in small boxes. That's a lot to chew on.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it is a bit on the sweeter side, but it's not cloying. So there is a bitterness there, but I mean, it's not like a lot of people think bitterness. And we're gonna pause my.
Oh hell.
Okay, so
what just happened?
So yeah, just a little bit of bitterness to balance out the sweetness, but Very nicely done. Beautiful tasting beer. That's what I basically got for my tasting notes. We'll come back around, and I'll give this one a score. So we'll just go back to the giant group, and everybody can give their scores in the order that hopefully we're all showing up, right?
Well, I think we got.
You screwed the pooch on that, bro.
I like grape nuts.
Yeah. Why did everything get mixed around? Let's see here.
I'm not sure. Hey, put them
I
back
think
in
it's
order.
user error.
Order as due to your notes. Yeah, there you go. Right. Put them back in order. Right. Yeah, there you go. Put them back in order due to your notes. All right. All right. I got mine and I'm ready. And why everybody's still primed with all these other adjectives that everybody else said. I think Doppelbock is pretty much. I don't know anything about it, but what I'm hearing tonight, and I'm enjoying myself. I might add. But it seems like a lot of the descriptors are a lot alike. It's a certain style of beer. This is a Doppelbock, and I've never actually experienced or enjoyed one, but this is a really enjoyable beer for his. It's like a pale ale, kind of, sort of, but they gave it life. They brought some color to it. They hooked it up. Anyway, enough with that blah 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 bullshit. I'll give you my notes and my score. So what I find this to be, I found it to be refreshing. It's pretty easy to drink. It's sweet. It's got the raisin and plum in there, which gives it character and gives it some body and something to taste. Right? It's easy to drink. I said it's got a bit of alcohol legs. It's only 8.1. I'm grabbing the wrong glass. It's only 8.1, but it does have some alcohol legs. This is my swill right here. Here in a second. Give me a second. And then it's very complex. There's lots of flavors that's in here. The same thing that we've been talking about the whole night. The brown bread, the raisin, the plum, the fig, maybe some caramel or whatever. It's a really complex beer. I've never tried it before. It's awesome. It's got a dry finish, which makes you want to drink more. It completes the business pretty good. I thought I had some IBUs or something. No, IBUs are 15, so it's really light. So it's really malty. It's a malty beer, and it's medium body, medium to kind of maybe like medium high body. It's got some worth. It's got its weight going for it. I said it would go good with a rye bread, maybe like you would make this and a rye bread, a ham and cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like, but ham and cheese and this kind of beer with some rye bread, your own favorite mustard that you might like, that would go awesome. So it's very enjoyable. I said it's bready and caramel. It's got solid malt flavors. I said, gosh, I can't read my own writing.
50 points.
Anyway, at the last note, I guess, is the most important out of all this shit. It works. It works. It's a good beer. It's only 8.2% or whatever I said a while ago. It's actually quite intoxicating. And they call me drunk one for a reason. I drink a lot of beers, but for some reason, this particular style is that 8.2 is making you feel a little different. So here we go with the dirty bit.
Oh,
swill it on
those clumps.
Chug.
Bottle condition.
Bottoms up.
And if you didn't know any better, what bottle condition means is as a home brewer, you can either keg or you can bottle. So when your beer is done and the yeast have eaten all the sugars, they got nothing else to eat. So if you're going to put it in a keg, that's okay, because then you can force air into it. You can force that CO2 in there and make it have bubbles. But when it's bottle conditioned like this, they actually give it just a little more sugar to where it starts its fermentation process again. But this time, instead of it going out the airlock, it's encapsulated in this bottle. So that's what brings the carbonation. So if you were a nerd and you really wanted to brew this style, I just stirred it up. You'd have to wait till it sits. But if you're going to brew this style again, if you got like 2 or 3 of those bottles, you can capture that yeast and you feed them more things to eat later. And you could have that same yeast that they use in this particular bottle that makes them so fancy than others. And you could actually brew your own beer with that particular yeast. Gosh, that was a long-winded story. I don't talk a whole lot usually, but here we go.
You don't talk enough.
What?
You've been smoking that shit again, man.
I got a 96 wrote down here now. I got a 96 wrote down here now for the beer, but we'll see what the last wing brings.
You rock, dude.
Oh hell.
Nice review, man. Nice.
I'm Drew.
I'm wrecking them. I'm wrecking them. Woo!
Oh, hell.
That's a different thing. Gosh, I wish I had Beer Man's descriptors right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
it just brought on a lot of the flavors that were hidden in the back. It brought them all to the front now. It's an awkward flavor. I don't know how to describe it, but there's nothing wrong with it. I'm giving this a 97. Never had it before. I'm giving it a 97. Y'all got to try some double block in your life.
We'll keep going. It'll keep going up.
It's a good change of pace. It's a good change of pace. Cheers, gang. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. You want any good news? Any good news?
Thanks for having me. I'm lit up now. What thing hit me?
All right, you passing up any shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout outs. Yeah, I want to shout out Miscellaneous Magnets because he's the coolest magnet fisher ever. Well, not like I know a bunch of people that fish for magnets. I mean, fish with magnets. Anyway, Mr. Kormaroff is the Doppelbaron because he's cool like that. He's the most. He writes down everything. He's our statistician of our group. Beer Man has the most ultimate descriptors. Go by and see him on his.
He's like Michael Kormaroff's like the stenographer.
Kormaroff's the boss. Let me go back to it. Kormaroff's the boss. And Whiskey Scout, he's got his own channel. He does things also. He's a busy man. Cheers to Thrash Homebrew. He does a lot of things with the big animals and home brewing and barbecue and Jammer Fan. I don't know much about. He's kind of new to our group, but y'all go by and see him also. I haven't put out things in a while.
Links are in the chat.
Yeah, it's a long story. Anyway, I've had a death in the family, and I'm having to move and stuff. I'll get back to it here in a minute. It's okay. It'll be all right. 96. That's my score. Cheers. Hey, you invited me here. It's your damn fault.
96.
I love y'all guys. Right.
Cheers, man.
So glad I'm ahead of Beer Man because he checks up all the descriptors.
Oh, come on. You did great. You did right.
Hey, have a good time with this, everybody. Cheers to 21,000 watching in the chat. Julie and John Womack and Nina 40 and Burley. And I'm stalling for time for BuMpy gets back right now.
Go, Drew. For what? I mean, what are you stalling for?
He can go.
Go, Drew.
All right.
Highlighted here.
I haven't even hit the talking stick yet. Woo! That's different.
All right. Shut up,
All right.
Theo.
I'll run this bitch now. All right. Magnus, what you got, man?
Who else is an admin here?
And this is what we got.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's how it goes, right? Who's the boss now? Put him down, bud.
Damn it.
All right, what you got, Magnus? I'm on
All
your
right,
side.
so for the OG, the original Doppelbock, I really like this beer. Drinking this beer reminded me of home brewing a lot. Just the flavors, smell. I mean, it was refreshing. Me and Michael Kormaroff disagreed on the body, but that's okay. I would say once it started to warm up, like initially it felt like light and crisp. I will lean more towards the medium side in that regard. But I haven't had a lot of Doppelbocks. I'd like to try the much darker version of this. I've had a Hellesbuck before, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 97. I don't want to toot its horn too much because I've got to get more into this category of beer, but pretty damn good. I got a word that comes to mind. I don't want it to sound off-putting or disrespectful to this company. It's kind of rustic, you know. It's just you taste the grains, and I mean it's just it's there. It is exactly what it.
No, yeah, you should have.
What it is, you know what I mean? Rustic can be misconstrued, like they didn't do a good job at it, but I don't think that's the case. So yeah, 97. Shout outs. Let me see.
You did a video, man.
I did do a video. Just came. I had a couple days ago. Last Thursday. This Wednesday coming up at 7:30 on my channel. I'm going to be doing the one chip challenge. So
nice.
You guys can stop by.
Pocky brand, one that comes in the box.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing the Pocky one chip challenge. 7:30 Wednesday. I know there's some conflicting issues there. I usually don't go to Wild Card Wednesday. Nothing against Ontario. It's my Friday. I get home. I just want to hang out.
Sure.
But yeah, other than that, Beer Chugs, Mikey, Wednesday, 9 o'clock. What's the ABV? Go check him out. Alex the Beer Master, Food Friday. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I honestly don't. What is it? Pumpkin?
No, Wild Card.
Oh, it's Wild Card this week. Okay.
Pumpkin stuff next week.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
And one more. Stout Sunday.
Just don't bring hard alcohol. Trust me, you'll get food off.
And then Stout Sunday with John and Ellie, Georgia Beer Reviews, which is 10:30 Sunday Eastern Standard Time in the AM. So your big beers, your eye openers, and
make eggs with your stout.
Yeah,
that's about it. So
breakfast on Sunday morning. Thank you, Mr. Cormorant, for that. I'd like to interact real quick if I could. It was Michael Kormaroff and John and Ellie that used to get together and they would do this early Sunday morning thing. And they did that just between the two of them, and it become quite the rave. And so now, actually, Stout Sunday is a product of Mr. Kormaroff and John and Ellie.
Oh yeah. That's right. I forgot. Sorry. Don't let me sell Michael Kormaroff short. I don't want to call him the co-host. It's a.
It's awesome. Come on by, man.
I forgot about that. Sorry, man.
I don't have a channel, so other people do host sometimes when John's not there. But I try to be on every week, and I guess I can give my number now.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go 1 point higher than miscellaneous to 98.
Oh, nice.
This is probably the best Doppelbock I've ever had.
Oh, even better. Wow.
I've had several.
I imagine you have, sir.
Now, it's funny, when Brian was giving his taste, I was sipping this, and it was getting a little warmer, and the plums and raisins in this also turned to that kind of grape, which is kind of interesting because I wouldn't have thought of the grape until Brian brought it up. So there's grape in this, too, in the finish.
I drank, man.
So I would recommend it. Not taste the 7.9. So this could be a
I
day.
love this style. Style rocks.
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll have more of it. I will do that again. Yeah. All right.
Beer man.
Is that where you're at? Okay.
Everybody else is giving all the,
Oh yeah, Michael.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
you gotta do your thing.
You're doing the right thing. No, you're doing it. We don't need BuMpy after all. He's just the host here, right? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
I go to the bathroom for 1 second and then drop on and everything up.
I
don't know who goes where.
All right, yeah, Beer Man go.
We got this. It's on you, Beer Man.
I was kidding on the screw you bastard thing. But no, definitely Hella Style Doppelbock. Oh, that kind of a darker amber kind of feel to it. Finish was a bit, just real quick, just last quick notes. Finish was a bit dark fruit estery, raisin figgy, but dried off very nicely. It was very nice. The smooth but very gaggy, sweet, sticky lip kind of feel. Wasn't getting it. I didn't like it. Very yeasty. Just residual yeastiness, tangy in the finish, alcoholic as it warms up. Got really bad, got really strong. I'm actually pretty buzzed right now. Big time. Almost like taking a shot of alcohol. It's pretty heaty. It was a bit cloying, thanks to BuMpy saying that word. Thank you. That is a great word, great descriptor. Very cloying beer. 92 out of 100 for me. The gagginess put me off. It was terrible. I couldn't handle it. 96 for the style. Definitely, it seemed like it was made to par with what it was supposed to be. It just wasn't my thing.
Try other ones.
I want to try. I've had the A-Inger and I've had the Spotnator. The Spotnator. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I like those. So a lighter one, 7% maybe, or an 8 and 9%.
Show me the bottle or can again, Beer Man. I don't remember what it looked like.
It's just very strong.
It's golden, yeah.
Very off-putting. I can't.
Yeah,
You can go out and do this.
I can't do that much malty sweetness and alcohol. If you're a liquor drinker, a spirit drinker like yourself or anyone else, it might be a little more awesome
Yeah,
to you.
do a lower ABV.
Lower ABV.
Yeah.
Lower ABV. Totally agree.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Julie.
Bumpy. Appreciate it, man.
Cheers. Thanks, man. Shout out. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh yeah, cheers. So yeah, tomorrow, beer and cheese, anything, bring it. You can get a hold of me, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. You can figure it out. There's an email on my about page or whatever on my YouTube. Just if you want to get on, let me know. I'll get you the link. Everyone always gets a link in the back end about an hour or less.
And it hurts.
right to the keys,
But it's an open one this week, and then Wednesday will be the American Porter. I'm already prepared, thank God. I'm usually not. So American Porter, I got a couple porters to try out and a recipe and review time at 6:00 Eastern. So that's it for my lives and everyone else I support. I'm always trying to be there for you guys. So,
yes, sir, all the time. Yes, sir. What's your brothers?
All right. There is an addendum to what Nina Yordi was talking about with esters a while ago. The more distillation you do, and i.e., when you're creating a vodka and you're looking at 6 to 7 times distilled, you start somewhere. Every time you distill it, you remove some of the esters. So you remove some of the flavor. So yes, it is possible to distill it out because some vodkas will have just a basic alcohol flavor. They won't have much flavor otherwise. It makes them a good mixer. That's because the esters are gone in them. Most what you see back here, Irish is triple distilled, Scotch is double distilled. A lot of your bourbons are double distilled. Those are still maintaining a lot of the esters and characters within the taste flavor profiles. So I thought about that. I thought I might ought to clarify that because vodka and occasionally gins, they will distill the living shit out of. Now, with gin, they will go ahead and add the flavor back in through the use of a packet full of herbs that they actually hang inside the still. You know, you got your juniper berries, which is very common in gin, and a few other whatever their particular style they want to make or however they want to come across. That's actually a bag hung within the still during the process of distillation. So anyway, enough about that. I'm going to give this a score. I'm going to give it a 98. I like it. It's Doppelbocks are great. I love this. It just hits all the right points, the flavor points for me. I mean, I get the mouthfeel. I get transitions through the palate. I enjoy those things. It's filling. It's just a complete beer. I mean,
yeah, it is.
What I like about it. So that's my story. And I got for future. This will be coming up this week. Alex picked it out. I've been drinking some, so I can get used to it. I got to shoot the video, give Alex his little shout out. So
it looks like a 40 beer. It looks like a 40 beer.
Yeah,
it does.
Glenmorey, 12-year-old, and I think Ron Therios wanting to see it about as bad as Alex is. So we'll see. That's what's coming up,
brother. All
right, cool. Yeah, I had what Robert had. Celebrator. Awesome. Gonna go on a rant here. Stouts have their place, porters have their place, but when it comes to Doppelbocks are they're like a rainbow type of a beer, and that beer is all. How do you start? It's like the temperature variations in the beer that you drink. You get different esters, you get different flavors, you get different this, that, and the other thing. This one is very, very complex. I enjoy this better than I do a stout. When it's warming up, I'm more of the dark fruit type of person. I think that's why. I love a stout. Don't get me wrong. I love the roast. I love the chocolates. I love all of that stuff that goes along with it. The dark toasts and all that. But this, I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the taste as it warmed up. Not to make love to it or anything, but the beer itself is a very rich, fulfilling. I mean, no, it's not that at all.
I'm sorry.
No, when you drink a beer, it's like someone with a cigar. You sit there and you watch people with a cigar. It's the same thing with stouts. Same with the beer. Same with the whiskey. Same with all that. This is a very rich beer. It's very complex, and it plays on the tongue that a lot of other doppels that I've had before. This one kind of ranks up there a bit, so I'm going to give this one a 99.
Wow, nice. Hell yeah.
Very good beer. I love it. It is very pruny, very raisiny. It really built its way up from it being cold. When it's cold, it really subdues a lot of those dark fruit, nuances and everything. But yeah, it's very good. Thrash Metal Homebrew and Barbecue put out a video. Really good friend of mine, Green Bastard Barbecue. He sent me some rub. I went ahead and did a real quick chicken and turkey burger thing. Put his stuff on it. It's freaking awesome. Check him out. I'm gonna plant his stuff in the chat. Check Green Bastard Style Barbecue. It's cooking Green Bastard style. He is funny as hell. If you don't it, unsubscribe. If you like it, you will laugh your ass off. I mean, he is a really good guy. So anyway, I'm going to be doing some more barbecue videos, and I've been really busy at work, so I haven't been out at the rescues. So yeah, check it out. Love y'all.
Barbecue, boys. Thrash Metal Homebrew Barbecue.
Oh yeah, and green.
Cooking Green
Bastard
Bastard
barbecue.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you'll find it.
Or cooking. Style cooking.
There you go, Thrash. Do him justice. Put it in the chat.
Videos. He showed just little tidbits of his videos last night on and off here, and I had a good time, so I had to join his channel. So yeah,
he's a great guy. He's up in Canada. He has a really great channel. He's a great cook.
A lot of fun,
but he does it drunk.
Yeah, drunk cooking.
It's great, man.
Yeah, go check it out.
Oh, nice miscellaneous. I like that one. I had that a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Although they don't get the hops out, New Belgium, as they're getting more corporate, is now like they won't tell you the hops or the anything.
Is InBev? Do they own them now?
It's something like White Lion. It's a subsidiary of Kirin, and they own Little White Lion, which now owns New Belgium. So,
wow.
Yeah, don't change our New Belgium. I love my Voodoo Ranger.
The homebrewer's ultimate dream.
Leave my Voodoo Ranger.
No, you want to be completely independent, man. Come on, beer man.
The contract's got to be drawn up properly.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
You can be a millionaire overnight.
I would love for you guys to give me all your money and let me build my dream brewery, but I'm going to keep the right to my own shit.
Indeed. All right, where we at?
Gamer fan, it's your turn to give your pair a score and do any shout outs.
Give her hell, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, as it warmed up, I will echo Beer Man that because we have, the Hellas Doppelbock, there is that gagginess that's there. And I wonder if that's just like, kind of like when you make a high alcohol, like malt liquor or like an ice beer or something, if you let it warm up too much, it doesn't have enough roasty character to balance out the weird flavors that kind of develop.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that because I've had most of the Doppelbocks here, like the Celebrator and the Adventia. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. But and this is like more refreshing when it's cold. This is for sure. I don't know, Beer Man, was yours refreshing when it was cold? Did you enjoy it at all then?
It was better. As it warmed up, it got more cloying, sweet kind of alcohol. Very hard to
I felt
drink.
like that one kind of got. It almost went like a little, almost like syrupy. It was like
Very syrupy.
really viscous.
Yeah,
Yes.
luckily the syrupy on this one is so I would say this is like definitely like an Americanized version because I can tell they probably dry hopped it way more than to the style. So at least that gives it some interesting notes when it warms up, and I would say like a 91 is what I would give it. It's not perfect, but it's enjoyable, and
Not bad.
it definitely has this like I don't know. I would consider it like an alcoholic Wonder Bread smell at this point. It's kind of cool.
Wonder Bread. Oh, that is the best sticky little white bread.
You remember at the end of the
And as far as shout outs, I don't really have anything specific. I just want to shout out to you, BuMpY. Thanks, man, for having me on. And I like this channel. And my main goal when I come on is I'm just, I knew that there were going to be a lot of these, imports probably just because it's harder to find these beers. And I decided if I ever come on the show, I just want to try to bring something out of the ordinary.
Nice.
Yep. No, I appreciate it.
Yours was clear compared
My
to
Colorado brethren.
everybody had a dark one.
Yeah.
You brought a clear one.
My
Yeah, I'll
wife
give a
is
shout. I will
there.
give a shout out to
You can attest that anybody's welcome on panel, right?
Equinox Brewing. Yeah, no, anybody's welcome. Yeah, these guys are good. If you're ever in Old Town Fort Collins, they're just draft only. They do a lot of pilot beers and stuff.
Awesome.
She's way north Colorado.
Worth trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just south of Wyoming.
Right.
This is like super far north.
Yeah, we know where you get your fireworks,
Yeah.
your firecrackers, right?
Not this time of year, though. We have the biggest wildfire in Colorado
your
history
cigarettes.
burning 20 miles from me right now. So I've had to stay inside.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
we have
pretty
that
tough.
coming over us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful up there, boys. Careful.
Well, in New Hampshire, if Canada's ever on fire, we get little drafts of it smells like bacon and maple syrup.
That actually doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, keep on burning, Canada. There was like 1 year, I don't know, like 5 years ago, they had some forest fires going. Anyway,
Anyway,
All right. We're back to you,
no,
Justin.
but thank you for
Damn.
for coming on again, Jammer.
Yeah.
I
As always.
appreciate having you on here.
yeah, it's awesome, Jammer. Come on, every week. Come on.
Every week.
Yeah.
I'll try. I just don't want to I just want to bring something cool. That's my thing. I'm the new guy, and I'm not as advanced. as you guys, so
You
I just
don't
wanna
need to
bring something
impress
that's-
anybody. You're
Listen,
Don't-
well, I mean,
I'm not a bit.
Ron
See how it
Terrio
is.
said you used to pal around with him, and I mean, I've only been doing this probably a year and a half.
Yep.
I
Sure.
mean, you said you started in what, 2011?
Yeah, just like I said, I followed a lot of old school channels like Greg's Beer Reviews, and I don't know if anybody knows all that old school stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've been around just watching and commenting for a long time.
Nice. Nice, man.
Yeah, don't be a stranger, man.
Yeah, show us your shit.
Do not be a stranger. Come on back.
We all have fun.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna just quickly say what my beer I brought, which was this. Where is Ron Terrio to tell me what the exact how to pronounce this name of this beer? And on decks.
Yeah, there you go. That's
there
how
we
you-
go. On
that's
decks. Doppelbock Dunkel from Dupelib and
Use your phonetics. Come on, Bumpy.
There we go. That was German.
It was somewhere in the world.
If you guys didn't understand it, it's because it was German and you don't speak German.
I do.
You don't speak German like I do.
I didn't know.
He speaks it properly.
Robert speaks it too.
I speak made up German by pronunciating what I see in English. But anyways, yeah, very, very good beer. I mean, I've had the Celebrator with the goat. With the goat.
You're getting beat up over
I've
here
had a
too,
few
Robert. I
other
don't know what to say.
Doppelbocks. So this one, I mean, it's like I can't give it like the highest 100 out of 100 because to me, it's not. Plus, I've had a nice homebrew Doppelbock from the apartment brewer, and that was just so crazy. I think I had this beer on a Wildcard Wednesday, and I think I mentioned the apartment brewer. His name's Steve, and his homebrewed Doppelbock Dunkel that he did, and that thing he called it Midnight Snack, and it was pretty much like a midnight snack. It tasted like toast, and like almost like there was like peanut butter or something along. It was just or jam and stuff like that. It was delicious. So the malty notes, even though it was like dark brown bread and crust and stuff, I think they could definitely go above and beyond, give it that little bit of a toasty character to it, and just really make it taste like it was made with toasted bread. So my overall, I'll knock it down a few points from 100. I'm going to give it a 90. I'll give it a 97 out of 100.
Good rating,
Damn,
man.
dude.
That's a
Scores
high
are pretty
rating,
good
man.
tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty high still. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down.
Doppels
I've had this one a few times. Obviously, I have had it before in this same big bottle, so it wasn't just like I had a couple of them in a 6-pack or something and just left one behind. It was I had to go out and purchase another bottle, so it was good enough to do that with.
Good rating, Bump.
Yeah. So, let's see. Next Malty Monday. I'm not going to do a poll because we are coming up on a
I was ready to argue
holiday.
with you guys.
Now, I know that there's an argument that Halloween's not really a holiday, but to me it is, and I think to a lot of people, Halloween is a holiday.
Come on, traditionalists.
Bite my tongue about that.
That's right, man.
We're gonna go next Malty Monday. It's going to be pumpkin ales, pumpkin
I
beers.
knew it.
I shouldn't say ales because if any pumpkin beer, if it's a lager, that's cool. Anything with pumpkin, as long as it's
Drew will bring a candle.
I'm going to go a step beyond in this one. It is because it is the Malty Monday before Halloween. So, guys, if you want to make this more fun, and you want to dress up, please do. If you want to dress up, get up. Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's make it a nice Halloween themed Malty Monday with pumpkin beers.
Green costumes.
So nobody has to worry about creating a poll. Nobody has to worry about voting for this week. It is pumpkin beer. Hopefully, there's still some left on the shelves because they do put them out very early.
Yeah, that's
it is tough to find some. So
there's still plenty around here. Nobody likes them, I don't think.
Around here.
I'm middle to finish my 12-pack of the Elysian.
Next year,
You got a pumpkin whiskey,
that
don't
I
you?
should just buy them early and just save them.
I did. I bought them early, but I drank them. So,
Well,
haven't we all?
but there's plenty of Sam Adams left in my neighborhood, so I can always.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Jammer.
I actually like that deco from Sam Adams. I think.
Oh yeah, they have that.
Probably one
Yeah,
of the-
I'll try to find a good one.
The
It's been really
Kentucky,
hard to
Kentucky
find.
Kentucky
There
brand,
was
man.
a couple new ones that
Blue
just came
Moon
out
has
recently.
them out.
Hopefully, I can find those from a local brewery and do this. Also, this upcoming Food Friday with Alex is a wild card Food Friday. So bring anything if you're going to join on Alex's Food Friday. It's anything. I mean, you can find a freaking popsicle or a lollipop or something. It's whatever you want to bring. But the thing is, the following Food Friday.
Uh-oh.
You want to have a good pumpkin beer.
A pumpkin.
One hit 100.
It's pumpkin like snacks. So like pumpkin cookie,
shit.
pumpkin cake, pumpkin pie,
Pumpkin snacks.
pumpkin.
Nice.
And
So
guess
you
what?
said
You're
wild
pairing it with-
card, but I could have
you're
sworn
pairing it with
pumpkin
pumpkin
beer.
beers. So try to double up on your pumpkin beers this upcoming week.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Can I bring a pumpkin and eat it?
So just put a
What's your
thought in
bad
people's
information, Dio?
head. Get the Elysian mix pack. You will not be disappointed. The Elysian mix pack for the Oktoberfest and the pumpkin beers.
pumpkin beers.
Awesome.
Hey Thrash, since you're in this neck of the woods, have you heard of so Great Divide released a new pumpkin beer this year, and it's a brown ale with pumpkin spices in it. I don't think it actually has any pumpkin in it from the website, but it's interesting. And it's got pretty white.
Beer
Beer Man's nodding his head. Do you try it, Beer Man?
It's more Gordy.
It's gourdy.
Yeah, it's more of a gourdy, but you get that spicy. You do get the pumpkin spice that you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for it. Hell yeah.
Like a clove, all spicy, whatever the hell. But it's very faint. It's nice. It's a good balance.
Yeah,
If
I don't like
find a pumpkin brown, I would be all over that like a
Great to
fly
buy,
on a
great.
turd, man.
I do like
Just
the
it's
gourdy
all
ones.
stouts or ales. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
not
it's
really any in between.
The stout one by Elysian is awesome. That stout one is great.
That one there by
Oh my
Great
god.
Divide?
Yeah, that's a great beer, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I do not.
You didn't like that?
Oh,
Right.
wow.
He
He's
didn't
from
like
Kansas. Don't listen
Wow.
to him.
I thought it wasn't bad.
You West Coasters.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Everybody's got a different
To
palate.
each his own, man.
I'm just kidding.
What I was going to say is today is one of the higher scoring averages, 96.22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Did
that
that-
guy. He's
did
like
that-
our administrative assistant.
Which I mean, there was another one we did like probably it was like 6 to 8 weeks ago that was up there too.
I know. We had really high weeks.
Was it Flemish Reds
What was it?
that we had like everybody went pretty high on there? I can't remember.
I don't have the dress. Your man does.
Good one.
Yeah, probably. There you go. Yeah,
Dude, we should get Alex to dress up.
I'm
as
drunk
Santa
right
Claus.
now. I'm about-
Shut up, Burley.
not drunk yet.
Where's beer?
Not true.
Oh, nice. Making people. You making a video on that, Sea Life?
On.
Because you know I'll be watching it. I watch those food videos. I love food videos.
I'd try it.
I'm not touching that one.
Me either.
I love food.
Bumpy wears a bib.
But anyways, I want to say thank you very much to the panel for joining tonight. You guys are all awesome. Thank you to the chat. It's been a great chat as well tonight. A lot of the same folks coming back and watching. That's always cool. Maybe a few newcomers here and there, but it is good to see people coming back and watching this over and over again. And also the panel members. It doesn't always have to be the same panel. I do appreciate all the folks that come back week after week and do this with me. It is nice to see, familiar faces, but everybody is welcome on panel on these, as long as you bring the beer that we're doing, and you just act like a normal, rational human being.
Not only supporting the channel, it's supporting friends, man.
Yes, supporting friends. We all are friends here as well. So we do a lot of hangout stuff outside of outside of the live stuff. We do a lot of just off air. Hanging out and chatting and stuff, and it's great. And we join up on different channels, and it's a lot of the same folks, and it's pretty cool to have a nice community like this.
Right on.
And we're gonna bring in Jules right now. She's one of our friends as well.
Need to close this down. It's gone wild. It's gone wild.
We are gonna close this down, but I just wanted to say real quick. Remember, pumpkin beers, and if you so choose, wear a costume for next Malty Monday.
Hey, I'm in,
Cheers,
man.
everybody.
I would definitely costume up a bit.
Thank you all for showing up. Yeah, let's try to have
St.
some
Polly's
fun during
girl, huh?
2020. It's been kind of a sheltered year. So
sure has.
Let's have some
Good
fun.
show, guys.
And do what we
Let
can.
loose.
Cheers, everybody.
That's
Thank
a
you.
really good
Thank you all.
show.
Boom, 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 boom,
Very
boom,
good show.
boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Cheers,
Cheers,
17.
New England IPAs.
Hey,
Great show,
cheers,
man.
Bumpy. Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks,
Great
Bumpy.
beer,
Thank you,
big
Bumpy.
audience,
Give
man.
Bumpy